Have you been asking yourself how to start a plant-based diet without the overwhelm? Then stay tuned for my 4 tips on how to just do that. And for more content around the power that a plant-based diet has on not only your gut health, but your overall health and well-being, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated on whenever I post a new video. My name is Anna and I'm a holistic health and nutrition coach, helping people heal their gut to be free of digestive issues, pain, fatigue, and instead having their energy back and also feeling light, free, and vibrant in their bodies. All right, so first of all, when I talk about plant-based, I'm referring to legumes, whole grains, nuts, seeds, berries, so everything pretty much that is not animal-based. And I'm also talking about whole foods, so foods that are as minimally processed as possible. All right, so why should you be eating plant-based then? So first of all, it's really essential for your gut health, and as I mentioned before, for your overall health and well-being. And the reason for that is because your healthy gut bacteria, they need fiber in order to be able to grow and thrive, to heal your gut and your overall health. And fiber can only be found in plant-based foods. So that's where the whole equation comes in and the answer to that question. All right, so before we dive into the tips, I would love for you to let me know in the comments below why you're curious about starting a plant-based diet. All right, so the first tip that I have for you is that you don't need an all or nothing mindset. Sometimes it can be very easy when we decide to try something new or start something new that we have to go 100% all in right away, which is not necessarily the case here, and especially when it comes to plant-based, if you're not used to plant-based foods, slow and steady actually wins the race here. So for example, to start with, maybe you can start by eliminating dairy and find alternatives for that, and perhaps introducing a meatless Monday. Or for example, if you're typically, let's say you're cooking a stew where you usually have a lot of meat, maybe just switch out half of that and instead use lentils or beans, and just kind of start with that and then experiment with that. And as I mentioned, if you're right now in a situation where you're not very used to plant-based foods, again, slow and steady wins the race. So you don't want to go full on right away. That can actually overwhelm your gut and create symptoms like bloating and gas, etc. All right, and number 2 is, and this is just a question that I get very often. So in order to go plant-based, it doesn't mean that you have to go 100% vegan. You know, plant-based is all about keeping the majority of your plate plant-based. Remember, there are no rules. I think the important thing is to focus on, you know, the fact that you want to be healthy, have more energy, feel light, free, and just vibrant in your body. And, you know, if you focus on why you're doing things, you know, for these outcomes, it's easier to stick with new habits and new routines and implementing these foods. But again, no rules. Do what works for you and focus on your health and well-being. All right, so before we continue, I want to know, what is one thing that you can do this week to start an experiment with more plant-based foods? So let me know in the comments below. And tip number 3 is to simply surround yourself with plant-based foods so that it's, you know, kind of always in your face and that you have easy access to it. So for example, keeping nuts and seeds on your kitchen counter so you can easily spread some on, you know, let's say your oats or a smoothie, or maybe, you know, just any kind of meal. You can always sprinkle some of these things on top for an extra plant-based boost. And also keeping, for example, fresh herbs at home is another good way to get a little bit of an extra boost and to put some flavor on your plant-based meals. All right, so my final and fourth tip is to meal prep. This is really an amazing way to avoid any overwhelm or feeling stressed out about this whole plant-based thing. It's really an amazing way to save time and also making sure that you're sticking with new, healthier habits as well. For example, I have this chickpea curry that I make very often, and it's a really great thing to make as a base and then kind of just spice it up with different veggies and grains and so on, and it's perfect to freeze and just take out whenever I need a dinner or a lunch when I don't have that much time to prepare something. So I'm gonna share that in the description as well so that you can also try that out. All right, so if you want to better understand the power that plant-based foods has on your gut health, but also overall health and well-being, I have a free masterclass for you on the topic. So I'm gonna share the link to that masterclass in the description below. And if you enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful, make sure to give it a like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below which one of these tips that you will start to implement as part of your plant-based journey. With that said, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.